In this video, I'm going to show you the reasons why meditation can boost your happiness. I've tried meditation and it's helped me deal with my traumas, my social anxiety, and my depression. Today, you're going to learn how scientific studies show how meditation can help you live a happier life fast. So I'll start off by saying that meditation can be very helpful for those of us suffering from insecurities, depression, fear, and anxiety. Meditation helps you realize that the constant influx of these negative thoughts and fears in your head are just that, thoughts. Yet those thoughts have the power to completely consume many people. With the power of meditation, you will start being able to control your thoughts. And when you do that, you can start directing your thoughts to the right direction and then go down the right path. Studies have shown that the average person has around 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's a staggering 2,000 to 3,000 thoughts per hour, or 30 to 50 thoughts per minute. And a lot of these thoughts are negative. Now, this kind of makes sense because, we probably need these negative thoughts to help us survive. Because, like in prehistoric times, for example, negative thoughts probably helped us stay more alert. They probably prepared us for dangerous possibilities and so on. But unfortunately, negativity also just puts us in a worse mood and we just don't feel as well. So basically, meditation, it helps you reprogram your mind and become more self-aware so that negative stimuli that will normally trigger you and get you to be reactive will have less of an impact on you. So for example, when someone calls you insulting names, when you're driving and someone cuts you off, when your boss yells at you, normally these things can trigger you and get you to be in a reactive state. But meditation helps you be less reactive to those external stimuli. Meditation also helps you improve your resilience, and it can also be a great confidence booster as well. So meditation can also be helpful for those of you who suffer from social anxiety like I have. The reason is that when you're socially anxious, you're afraid of being the center of attention, you're afraid people are judging you, and you're just paralyzed by your thoughts and your fears. But meditation also helps you just control your thoughts, helps you be in the present moment, helps you settle down and realize that nothing's wrong with the moment that you're in and you're going to be perfectly fine. However, I don't want you guys to get confused and mix meditation with religions such as Buddhism or Hinduism or with New Agey stuff. I'm not a religious person myself and I don't follow New Agey stuff. However, the reason why I trust meditation is because there's many scientific studies that prove its effectiveness and how it makes us happier. I'll explain now how scientific studies have shown how meditation helps. So MRI studies have shown that when people are not engaged in anything and instead they're absorbed by their thoughts, they're daydreaming, they're ruminating, and so on, the brain shows activities in certain regions. These areas are known as the default mode network, and these areas have been shown to be correlated with depression and anxiety. This makes sense because when we're experiencing depression and anxiety, it's often due to our thoughts and us ruminating on past negative or traumatic experiences, whether it be ruminating on the hatred and the injustice that exists in the world or why there's so many evil people and so on. We can also feel anxiety about upcoming situations. So for example, as I mentioned earlier, social anxiety is that feeling of uneasiness about potential social interactions, and this is because we've had bad experiences in the past. So going back to the default mode network, the amygdala is one area within the default mode network and is responsible for the fight or flight response in fear and anxiety. Now studies have shown that when people are in a state of stress, they secrete more cortisol, which then increases the size of the amygdala and thus keeps us in that state of fear and stress. However, studies have shown that meditation can shrink the size of that amygdala, and as it shrinks, the connection between it and the rest of the brain gets weaker. On the other hand, the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for learning, memory, concentration, and decision making, then grows in size. So the connections between areas of the brain associated with attention, concentration, learning, and memory is known as the the task positive network, this gets stronger. So even though plenty of activities can boost the size of the prefrontal cortex, such as playing video game, researchers have shown that the disconnections of the brain from the stress areas, such as the amygdala, are what leads to the most mental health benefits. Also, these changes in the brain correlate with the amount of meditation you do. So in other words, you'll get better at concentrating, better at learning as you do more meditation. Studies have shown that Zen practitioners and more advanced meditators have more changes to the connectivity between the anterior cingulate cortex, which is the part of the brain associated with unpleasant feelings such as pain, depression, and so on, and the prefrontal cortex. That is, they're able to disengage from painful thoughts. Moreover, they felt less pain even when they weren't meditating. So in other words, meditating helps them improve so that by default, their baseline mood is of a greater level of happiness. In the book Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, the author mentions that he concluded from his studies that people are happiest when they're in a state of flow, which is a state in which they're basically fully immersed in what they're doing. So for example, when you're concentrating really hard on the challenging but rewarding math problem, or when you're playing sports and you're in the zone and fully engaged in the game, or just any kind of hobby that you really enjoy doing because it's challenging and rewarding, and you're so absorbed in the activity that you lose the sense of time. Like you're not even keeping track of how many minutes or hours are going by as you're doing this activity. So meditation can also place you into that state of flow because it requires you to focus on your concentration and immersion. On the other hand, when you're daydreaming or ruminating, that disrupts that flow as you become absorbed in your thoughts instead of concentrating on something. So the benefits of meditation are enormous, which is why even the U.S. Marines, the Army, and coaches of professional sports teams like Phil Jackson, who used to coach the Lakers, and Pete Carroll, who currently coaches the Seattle Seahawks football team, all these people are doing meditation. There's numerous ways to try out meditation. Some people prefer apps such as Headspace, whereas others prefer joining groups where the focus is on breathing through your mouth or through your nose, whereas others prefer meditation in silence, and then others prefer meditating with background music. Personally, I myself prefer to try meditation on my own in silence, but hey, try whatever works best for you. So that concludes my video. I hope you really enjoyed it, but before you go, I just want to ask you to leave a comment in this video describing your previous experience with meditation if you tried it before and how much it helped. Or if you haven't tried it before, discuss how you would like to try it out. Do you want to try it alone or do you want to try it in a group? Do you prefer doing it in silence or with background music? So, did you guys enjoy this video? If so, please click on the like button and I'll see you guys next time.